Right. They both. They
Oh
twins.
damn.
Yeah, you saying uh-oh.
Five, four, three, two.
Fill us once again. That should be all of our prayers each and every day. You should ask the Lord to fill you, fill you, fill you once again. Lord, I'm asking you right now to fill me once again. This is your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. Oh my God.
Oh
Y'all thought
my
I was going to
God.
do the rap song? Oh my God. Now listen. I've heard of people quitting their jobs and telling their boss that I'm not coming to work, but it's usually on the work day. But to quit on a Sunday, oh, that's boss status right there. President Joe Biden
Oh
announced yesterday on Sunday that he was no longer running
man.
or accepting the nomination from the Democratic committee to
Larry, I'm gonna
be
need
the
my 500.
to be the next president. Listen, oh, I am just it's been an uproar. We've been talking about this. It's prayer time, saints. It is definitely prayer time. But after he announced that he would not be accepting the nomination, he fully endorsed his vice president, Kamala Harris, to be the next president of the United States. Now, of course, the DNC has not officially made her the nominee to accept this nomination, but they are calling and calling and calling for the Democrats to choose her. But I want to hear from you, believers, today. Are you in support of Vice President Kamala Harris becoming the next president of these United States of America? Call 855-999-1390. That's 855-999-1390. Just call, let us know. Are you supporting Harris for president? We don't know a vice president yet, but there's a short list. There's about 6 people that the news has been talking about as potential VP candidates. And on the bottom of that short list, guess what? It is our governor, J.B. Pritzker. So we could see a Harris Pritzker ticket. But right now, I just want to know because I've been seeing black folks on social media and just everybody. I've been seeing Democrats. Let me say, I've been seeing Democrats on social media shocking me saying that they don't want Kamala Harris as the president. So I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. They did raise $75 million since she became. So call 855-999-1390. When we come back, we're going to hear your thoughts right here on the Brunch Bunch. Hey,
That was crazy to see.
Yeah,
75
yeah.
million.
With your
Okay.
Join us for the National Black
Did Biden ever speak yet last night? You said he was going to.
No,
I
he
didn't see
didn't.
it.
Cut that down. I was hearing an echo from over here.
Oh, it might be.
Is it that? Yeah.
My bad.
to navigate hostile workplaces, meet attorneys, gain skills to fight discrimination, and advocate for fair wages and opportunities. Stay in your lane. Food, music, and entertainment all under one roof. Visit workingwhileblackexpo.org. That's workingwhileblackexpo.org for more details.
Hey, it's your girl Money Mika. Life is full of uncertainties, but your family's future does not have to be. With life insurance and investments, you can secure your tomorrow today. If you or anyone you know is uninsured, underinsured, or you just need a free assessment of your life insurance and investments plan so you can be prepared for retirement, go ahead and give us a phone call at 815-277-6772. Again, that's 815-277-6772. And we'll talk to you soon. Attention motorists, get your new Buddy Bear yearly Buddy Pass for as long.
What's up, Londa? We ain't seen you in a while, Londa.
For the entire year, no matter where you are, through 15 locations, you can go anytime and get your car washed every day if you want. All year long, Buddy Bear members will receive exclusive perks and offers throughout the membership. Go to BuddyBearCarWash.com. That's BuddyBearCarWash.com and get your membership today. You can ride out with a clean ride tomorrow. That's BuddyBearCarWash.com.
Dreaming of a new home or selling at a great price? LNS Development is your go-to.
Expertise in real estate and mortgage loans, we make the process seamless and rewarding.
No more hurdles in your property journey.
Buying, selling, or refinancing, we've got your back.
Dial area code 773-616-0906 and step into your property dreams with LNS Development. Area code 773-616-0906.
LNS Development, making property dreams a reality.
Hey guys, it's Tamara Fair
And Action Jackson.
from the Brunch. Now, your home is not just
Oh, I understand, Londa. What's up, DJ B-Lo?
At Secure Home and Automation, they understand what it means to protect these memories. As a Brinks authorized dealer, they stand guard over 1 million homes and businesses, ensuring safety 24/7, 365 days a year.
And you know what? Their response center is ever vigilant, providing top-notch monitoring for burglary, fire, carbon monoxide, and medical emergencies. They will fulfill and exceed all
45 seconds.
standards.
He got the end of raw
Secure
picture.
Home
You ready?
Automation, they have the power to customize.
Is
any of these stories about Biden?
What's about Kamala Harris?
Okay, give it to him.
Secure
Home Automation be a part of your story,
30
part of
seconds.
your legacy. They're safeguarding your home and preserving your peace.
So go ahead and call 866-447-3344. That's 866-447-3344. Call
Dude,
today
what's going on?
and make a wise
Is it too late?
choice to secure your tomorrow. Secure Home and Automation. You've heard the name. Now experience
Shirley,
the promise of ultimate safety.
Latricia
that
is the
brings to your
mortgage
home.
Going in 10
Call
seconds.
Stacey Chauncey at 866-447-3344.
What's up, Money Mika?
Stacey Chauncey, 866-447-3344. Where's the action, Jackson?
Close the door, Abby. Tell you what's going on. So I've already talked about it a little bit, but we're discussing what happened on yesterday. Of course, President Joe Biden decided that he was not going to seek re-election. But I want to hear your thoughts. Call 855-999-1390. Are you supporting Vice President Kamala Harris for president? But before we take these callers, if you don't know, now you know. Shortly after President Joe Biden announced that he would drop his re-election campaign, the DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, had a message. There would be no automatic coronation for his replacement. Now, and I quote, "In the coming days, the party will undertake a transparent and orderly process to move forward," Harrison said in the statement. "This process will be governed by established rules and procedures of the party. Our delegates are prepared to take seriously their responsibility in swiftly delivering a candidate to the American people," end quote. Now, the comment reflected the reality that while Vice President Kamala Harris is emerging as the favorite to become the party's nominee, backed already by Biden and many Democrats, including our very own Governor J.B. Pritzker, who announced this morning that he fully endorses and supports her, is not so simple. And for now, the party isn't offering many details on what happens next. So some DNC members had already begun privately discussing contingency plans for the possibility that Biden would step aside prior to his decision to formally do so on Sunday. And a committee setting the party's rules for the DNC, which opens August the 19th right here in the great city of Chicago, will gather virtually on this Wednesday afternoon to discuss the next steps. Now, Harris has to formally secure the nomination from the around 4,700 Democratic convention delegates, including those pledged to Biden, as well as the elected officials, former presidents, and other party elders known as superdelegates. She spent part of Sunday calling elected officials and delegates to solidify their support. Now, Biden won Democratic primaries in every state, and Harris was on the ticket as his running mate. His tapping her as his successor while bowing out the race further strengthens her case, as does the endorsements of party heavyweights like South Carolina Rep. Jim Clyburn. Now, other top Democrats openly backed the vice president even before Biden abandoned his reelection bid, urging him to, and I quote, pass the torch to her in the wake of his dismal debate performance against Republican nominee Donald Trump last month. And I quote, folks will be weighing in, and they should. I think we're seeing a lot of coalescing behind the vice president, said Ronna Epting, executive director of the progressive organization Move On. And that's important because, as we saw throughout the Biden debate fallout, there is momentum that can be built one way or the other. And it is important for us to build momentum toward unity. So we got callers on the line. Callers. Are you supporting Vice President Kamala Harris to be the next president of these United States? Caller, what's your name? Caller, are you there? All right, maybe that caller wasn't support. No, we got a caller. Caller, what's your name? Mr. Mickey McGee. I'm glad a brother called in. Are you supporting Vice President Kamala Harris to be the next president?
I surely am.
All right, I love that. Look, I'm gonna give you 20 seconds. Why are you gonna support?
Because when Jesus told the Pharisees, when they brought the woman for adultery, he said, he said, drop your stones now, forever. Drop your stones.
Listen, I love it.
I know that's right.
That was Mary Magdalene.
I got you.
Women, so why we can't support women?
That's right. Well,
and she was at the stone, murked through his hair before he went for the 3 days to lay when he laid down there.
I love it, Brother Mickey. Listen, we love your 20 seconds, but I want to say this. Behind every black man is a strong woman feeding him the scriptures. I love it. Brother Mickey, you keep listening to the Brunch Bunch. We love you. Tamara.
No, listen, 44,000 people were on a Zoom call.
Were you
yesterday.
one of the 44,000?
Don't worry about what I was. Don't worry about what I was. I'm going to tell you when it's time to tell you. 44,000 people were on the call, the Zoom call.
Women.
To support, yes, women to support Kamala Harris. It was a great show of support, and also they raised, being the Dems raised $50 million.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. Now, a lot of people will say, and have said, even from the announcement, that America is not ready for a woman president. And then you bring the black factor in, and I'm ready for a black president. But are you ready for another racist president? I ask you.
Well, we got a prosecutor against a convicted fellow, so we shall see. We got another caller
That's not even apples to apples.
Well, that's the perfect combination. That's the perfect matchup when you think he is a convicted felon and she's a prosecutor. So when you say that in itself, who are you going to elect? Somebody who will put him in jail?
But when you think of Project 2025, it's a no-brainer.
Well, of course, but it's not a no-brainer for everyone.
I know.
The reason I said this was because I heard a lot of Democrats, black folks, women on social media saying that they were not happy with Kamala Harris and the Democrats need to come with somebody else, which was baffling to me. So I wanted to hear the believers.
Well, you got somebody on the line that wants to tell his story to you. Right?
His or her story.
His or her.
Caller, what's your name? Caller, what's your name?
Hello?
Hey, caller, what's your name?
Fala.
Say that one more time.
Kamala.
All right, Lady Vice President.
So happy you called on the Brunch Bunch today.
So are you supporting the Vice President to be the next President of the United States?
No.
No. Oh, interesting. Could you share why?
Well, actually, I flipped. I'm on the other side. I'm going for Trump all the way. Why? Unfortunately, the Democrats does not have a clear plan. For them to present President Biden as the spokesperson of the United States of America in that way, then it's questioning, well, who's really leading the country? There's people behind the scenes that's leading the country. That's not Biden. So now there's things behind the scenes when it comes to the Democrats. I have no trusting to that. And it's time for us as a community to really look back and say, okay, what have the Democrats really done for the Black community? And it's very
That's a good
risky,
question.
but at this time, there's a clear plan to move things forward, and I'm just not trusting of the Democratic Party. I mean, I just don't see it.
I love it.
So caller, let me ask you a question. What do you expect from the Republican Party in converse to what the Democrats have given to our communities already?
Well, let's start focusing on the economy. Let's start focusing on some of this money that's just going to Ukraine, Gaza. Let's start focusing on these SNAP checks and healthcare benefits that is filtering in the city of Chicago. Where is that money filtering within the Black community? So let's make some radical shifts, because there are some radical shifts going on around us, and we are always very submissive to say, okay, come on, let's do this. No, let's make some changes here.
Yeah, I listen, but you know what, caller? Thank you for calling in. I love that perspective, and that's why I wanted to open the lines, because we think just because this is Inspiration 1390, the Saints, and we're primarily African American, that everybody's agreeing with, the Democratic Party. So thank you for listening to the Brunch Bunch. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for that input
and your perspective.
Yes, thank you. Listen, that was actually pretty dope. We got another call on the line. Caller, what's your name? All right. Well, we lost that caller, but listen.
Apostle Malone. Hello.
Oh.
I'm Apostle Malone.
All right, Apostle Malone. Listen, are you supporting Vice President Kamala Harris to be the next president?
Yes, I am, because number one, she is a leader. She has great potential. And next is because she's a sorority sister.
You better come on and ski wee. You better come on, sis.
I'm going to support her because the fact is I'm a fraternity sister of OES.
All right now.
All right. Well,
and daughters have been a daughter. So I'm going to support my sister. Plus, I'm a fraternity sister in another fraternity.
All
so
right.
she has obligations. And anytime you can bring someone to the AKA convention last year and had a word for everybody.
Yes.
And she's fighting for the women's rights. We have a right to support.
That's it. All right, Apostle Malone, you have spoken with
From
authority. With authority.
Yes,
Thank you for listening to the Brunch Bunch, Apostle Malone. We got one more caller we're going to take. Caller, what is your name? Caller, what's your name?
Hello?
Hey.
My name is Keith.
All right, Brother Keith, we got another man on the line. Brother Keith, are you supporting Vice President Kamala Harris to be the next president of these United States? Did you say no?
No.
Okay, would you mind sharing why not, Brother Keith?
For one thing, as a Christian, she has been very, very pro killing the unborn babies for any reason. And we can switch the person who left the head of the ticket that still got the same platform that the Democratic Party has. And that's pushing for killing the unborn babies for any reason.
guys playing on, saying they females playing on male sports. And I can't support that. And not to mention just that, she was the one that's supposed to be responsible or head of the commission about the border issues and what was ever done with the border issue. And I've been helping the migrants for the same token. What did she do to stop the flow of migrants, coming across the border in the manner that they did? What did she do on that as the vice president? That was supposed to be something she was supposed to take in charge of.
Oh, Tabby, listen. I want brother Keith, Jerome trying to say, mics are hot, so even they can hear whispering.
We don't care about that.
But I will say this: he made a great point, and
did.
I love facts, right?
Yes.
And facts don't lie, numbers don't lie. So, Vice President Kamala Harris was over the commission to protect the borders, and so that migrant issue has been coming up. But man, I thank you.
I want to add one more thing.
Okay.
Time's up. Cut the mic. No.
What's that one more thing, bro, Keith?
I think Trump probably really wanted her because they're going to bring up the issue what happened when she was the girlfriend of the former Mayor Brown of San Francisco. While he was still legally married. They're going to bring that up and they're going to try to trounce her on that. Because,
I mean, who among us?
He without seeing cast the first stone. No, I got you. How
she made it up.
Yeah, you're right. That conversation already came out. Candace Owens, who was an African American Republican.
Trump can't really say nothing, but he's going to explode with it.
Yeah, no. Thank you so much, Brother Keith, for calling in. We appreciate it. Listen, Brother Keith, Apostle Malone, all of our callers had some great points. I'm going to tell you this, believers. It is definitely praying time, right?
It definitely is.
And when I say God bless America, I say God bless America for real because we need it.
So my dad called me from Brazil and said, hunker down.
Yeah.
It's about to be 4 years that you've never seen before. But you know what, for me, not just because Kamala is a woman, not because she's a woman of color, but if nothing else, one of the biggest issues in this whole campaign against Biden and what's his name? Trump. Yeah, that one. Was age. If she gets nothing else, she gets for the age. She's got youth on her side.
Yeah. Well, youthfulness, yes. She is definitely a lot younger than both of the candidates. But I will say this. For the Republicans listening under the sound of my voice, I want you to do exactly like the Democratic Party do. Call for your leader to step down. He's too old. He's senile. Now let's get him to step down. Then we'll have a real race going on.
Right.
We'll have
who would be the Republican substitute?
J.D. Vance, a 39-year-old.
I want to put this out here because it's been swirling around in this political and in the kitchen arena, because they have been saying that on the short list of vice president candidates, J.B. Pritzker is one of those people to consider.
Now, I want to say this here on the Brunch Bunch. If Governor Pritzker is tapped to be the vice president nominee, I'm running for governor of Illinois.
There's nothing wrong with that, but that wasn't exactly If you want to waste money, do it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But see, the issue is, though, that Illinois usually votes Democratic. So that's not a battleground state, right?
No, they ain't gonna pick Trump.
A battleground state is what's needed in terms of a vice president candidate so that you can sway and swing that state so that it can actually benefit the race.
So there are 3 governors with battleground states that they're looking at. But what advantage Pritzker has is he's very rich. And if he decided to just run, he's probably the only candidate in the race that can self-fund his campaign.
Not the way she's raising money. She can fund it herself.
50 million ain't got nothing on 500 billion, But, he's a very rich man. And I saw this. They did a whole special on the 6 people that's on the list. It's like 10, but he's in the top 6. They said he's the only candidate that can announce tomorrow his campaign and self-fund it and match what the Democrats are raising. Yeah. So that's the only advantage that he has, because somebody could still say, I'm running for president, That
That's true.
and it could be an open, and it hasn't been one of these since 1968, and that was the last time the DNC was here. So history is telling us something.
Yes,
yep. Well, listen, you know what? No matter who's in the White House, I'm glad that the God I serve sits high and looks low, and all I have to do is say thank you, Jesus. It's thank you, Jesus, right here on the Brunch Corner.
Maybe this guy. Maybe this guy.
Don't ask me no questions I don't know the answers to.
Yeah, well, you didn't answer.
Look.
I saw you start looking it up. Wait, hold on.
I had to breathe through that one real quick.
You was like, huh. He ran for president, didn't he?
Who, Andy Bashir?
The California governor.
Oh, Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg ran for
Pete Buttigieg
ran for president.
And where is he? Oh, he's the second.
Indiana.
Well, he's not a governor.
Oh, no.
He's the transportation.
Oh, he got a new job.
He's the director of transportation for the country.
I didn't know he leveled up.
Yeah, what happened when you run for a big office like
Cooper,
that?
North Carolina. Roy Cooper. Okay, perfect.
I think he'd be actually pretty good.
Who?
Roy Buttigieg.
Thank you, Londa.
I liked Buttigieg's campaign. But you know what? I wanted Pritzker to run for president.
If you think America not ready for, even though let me say this, if you think America not ready for a woman president or a black woman, they not ready for a gay president.
I'm just saying he's the only one that like
consistently goes. Do you understand how many gay mayors there are? How many gay governors there are?
Gay president is a different thing.
They're all closeted
well,
too.
What? Wait, what's the problem?
If America not ready now, I think they have problems. Well, no, in this case, Kamala has a good chance because if the DNC makes her the nominee, she got a great opportunity to win. But now it's about mobilizing the vote, getting people out to vote. And the voters she's looking for are the Republicans who don't want Trump, the Nikki Haley supporters who are independent, and where Trump will mess himself up, he gonna come out and use the race card, sexism. He gonna talk about being a woman. He gonna bring up whole sexcapades, and that's gonna turn a lot of people off.
Londa says, please, Action Jackson.
I tell you, the only person supporting him.
That's what I'm saying. She's a cop. She's a cop.
Tina said, I know Pimp Daddy can't fix no lips to talk about nobody's sexcapades. Trump.
What did you say she supports?
She's a couple of more black men in the state of California as a DA.
So someone says that, actually,
and I say ain't no black man.
Carmetta says that Speaker Welch would be the great candidate for vice president.
He would, but in this situation, not, because she needs somebody to help swing the vote. No doubt. The Lord don't want that message for him. She should come get Tamara Fair and take her to the White House.
Set her up.
I think they set her up. I think that they know that. I think they know that she's gonna lose, and I think that they going. We got real candidates.
And now she's gonna be done forever.
But I'll tell you this: they thought.
But I'm saying they trying to say that real candidates.
No, I'm gonna take it even better. Watch it, Jarrell. You people said the same thing about Brandon Johnson, and he won. Okay. So you got people thought he was being set up to fail and take the failure. He won though, so if she win, she win.
Let me ask you a question.
A win is a win. You take the win.
Once you won.
Even though Trump has been a past president, do you think that his experience base actually qualifies him to be a president again?
Well,
you think so?
Yeah, experience is experience.
Somebody who's never been president, I'm going to pick the person who's been president every time, I think.
Really?
Well, when you hire a teacher, you look at her past experience. And then you may have to fire that sad teacher because even though she had the experience, she's a terrible teacher.
That's my point.
But you still hired her first. That's the point.
No, I didn't say that I hired her.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I wouldn't.
Your question.
No, I said the experience base because the experience you have to judge for yourself what happened in that.
And he has
we come in
relationship set up already too. I feel like that other people wouldn't have a relationship with other people that he has. I don't know.
Londa said they said the same thing about Mayor Harold Washington.
Sure did.
What was he walking into?
I'm gonna be honest. I said that
Mika,
about
did
Trump.
you say
I didn't think that.
talking point?
I didn't think that the
What's
nation
her talk?
Oh yeah,
would resonate with Trump, mainly because he was an actor.
what's going on in?
We just need the
No, we're
talking
not doing
point.
what's going on.
Right. Just the talking point.
The other piece to that
Terry
is,
Hall said no.
no what?
To your question.
No. Good. That's what I think too. But horrible past employee. But let me say this. I think that our world view as a country would be more improved than, with Kamala than it has been with Trump.
Yeah.
It's Monday and it's time for your mingling moment with Gina Lamar.
But of course, it's Gina Lamar. Talent is distributed equally. Opportunity is not. Therefore, we must continue to work our craft. Only you know if you're truly
Mika,
working your heart.
you rolling with the VP?
I'm trying to figure out. Look, I'm being taking notes. Okay.
We rolling with the VP. I know it is up. It is definitely. You know what? I think at this point we do need a reset, and I'm with not the apostle, the lady before the apostle who said we got to quit doing. No, just bring us in. Don't Mika got to drop?
Learn how to navigate hostile workplaces.
You must have put a bonnet on your head. It still looks fresh.
Okay, just play a commercial again, of course. Or bring us in. I can introduce. It's your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the Brunch Lunch right here on Inspiration 1390. And I'm proud to be posted with.
It's your girl, Tamara Fair, on the air. And I am actually so excited about today because so much went on the weekend. But you know what? That's the president. Now we got to talk about the president of your homes. How are you going to vote your next level up strategy? Definitely. And we've got resident expert right in here with us to help you navigate through what's coming. Now, my dad said to me, you better hunker down because these next 4 years are going to be something. And when he said hunker down, I knew he meant financially. So luckily we have Mika Saunders in the building to help you navigate starting right now if you haven't already started, and every day 4 to navigate through your finances. Welcome back, Mika.
What's going on, y'all?
So, Mika, when we talk about presidential elections, we talk about economies changing, but if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right? And so let's talk about staying ready, because the lady that called in talked about the economy, right? Yes. And we know economies change, but if you have a savings account saved up, you can build up for emergency savings and have your money on lock, right? Correct. So, Mika, what you got for us when it talks about savings and the economy and building up for emergencies?
Oh, yeah. So first of all, I just want to thank y'all for giving me all my education I need in the politics area. I really appreciate it because I'm still learning. And so I've learned a lot already, but you're right. Like, I love the segue. We are the presidents of our own home, right? Yeah. And so when it comes to making sure you are ready, we always talk about building your financial house, right? When you think about your financial house, one thing that we always educate on is having a solid foundation, right? A solid foundation. And one major part of that foundation of your financial house is going to be an emergency fund. Yeah. Right? Hunker down, like you said, right? Making sure you have an emergency fund is going to be key because emergencies happen. Changes in the economy happen. Pandemics happen. You lose your job. All kinds of things happen. And so one of the first areas that we teach people about is making sure that you have an emergency fund. That place that you can go. So if you don't have any money, if you lose your job, if an emergency happens, you have money. You have a little fund there that you can make sure that your life continues on. Make sure your bills are continued to be paid. Make sure that you can still take care of the necessary things that you need in your household. So an emergency fund is going to be very important.
But you know what, Mika? I definitely wanted to highlight the fact that statistics show that nearly 40% of middle income Americans do not have even $1,000 set aside for emergencies. Mm-hmm. And so when you talk about political climate change or just period change in your landscape, your financial landscape, how does that impact you? And why is it so important to have at least, and I'm gonna leave that blank. You fill in the blank. Dollars saved.
And so we like to say, because everybody makes a different amount, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about the amount of money that you bring home every single month, you want to at least have 3 to 6 months of income saved up in an emergency fund. And that emergency fund might be like a high yield savings account, might be a money market. I do like the high yield savings accounts best, honestly, because you can get a nice interest rate. So that money can grow a little bit, but you still have access to that money if you need it. And so making sure that you have 3 to 6 months of income in that fund is key. So if you're making, $1,000 a month, most people make more than that though. So let's just say $2,000, at least $2,000 a month, then you need at least $6,000 saved.
Okay.
Right. That allows you to, let's say, for example, you lose your job. Sometimes they don't tell you that you're losing your job. You go to work, you work the whole day, then they fire you, right? And so that happens to you. And now you have at least 3 months where you can still figure out where am I going to work? Yeah, I don't have to be stressed out. I don't have to get put out of my apartment. I can still make sure that my family's secure.
Lose your job. I want to just point that out. Or quit your job, because sometimes you're so stressed that you wait until a Sunday and quit, like the president did yesterday.
Oh, your job quit you. I say, oh, your job quit you, because businesses, brick and mortar businesses are going out of down the drain fast like water. So you're right. But now we talk about our tax refunds, and typically, what does our community do with their tax refunds? We go and buy what?
Clothes and shoes and vacations.
And that car with them yellow plates that run everybody off the road and tow up in 3 months.
That part. But how can you now? Tax time and refund time has passed now, but it's coming up again as cycles do. How can you use your tax refund to bolster your emergency savings?
You know what I say, Tamara? Like, the first thing you should do is put a portion of that money away.
And what would you suggest? How much of a percentage or portion should that look like?
Obviously it depends on how much you got back, but a good 30% will be good. 30%. Like, can you put aside 30% just for a rainy day, for your future? Can you do that before you go and spend it all? But a lot of people get so excited. I just remember back in the day just being so excited about tax refund, like getting that big lump sum of money. I was excited about that, and that's how most people are. Now I don't get a tax refund, but I understand the feeling of it. And so I do get it. So there has to be some discipline and a mindset shift of paying yourself first. And so when you get any portion of your money, can you set aside, let's say 30%, if you get a big lump sum, can you set aside 30% of that money to go towards your emergency fund?
Now, Mika, because the listeners are always asking, how can they get in contact with you? What's the number they can call you on?
It is 815-277-6772. That's 815-277-6772.
And they can text money to that number.
They can text money to that number.
And then you'll be able to get some of these free tips, be added to the newsletter and all the great things and resources. But Mika, what most people don't know about you, for those who don't know you, and shout out to Mika, who just got back from Atlanta, from a major convention with over how many people?
Over 50,000 people.
Over 50,000. And every time I looked up on somebody's social media page, Mika was on the stage talking, and it wasn't the same day because it was different outfits. I said, this woman that took over this whole convention. But that's because you are so passionate about helping so many people to build generational wealth.
Yes.
And one of those things is through investing and retirement funds and savings. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yes, let's talk about that. That's one of my favorite subjects because, a lot of people are so impressed with fast money and making money, flipping your money, and that's cool. But again, I'm about to talk about the foundation, right? The foundation of your financial house. That is what we focus on. And so one of the main parts of that foundation is going to be saving for your future, saving for retirement. And for those entrepreneurs out there, you're like, oh, I'm not ever going to retire. I'm never going to retire. I'm always going to be working my business. And that's great. Well, call it a wealth building account, right? You need to make sure that you are saving for the future, that you are investing your money for the future to make it specific. But very important, because investing should be boring. Like, when you're truly building for your future, you're truly building that foundation. It should be boring. You should just be putting money in every single month, and letting it grow, letting it compound, right? Again, the foundation. If you're going to do all the other investments and the fast investments, that's fine. But can we get the foundation set first?
Foundation set.
right? And so that's when the retirement planning. So we, you know, talk a lot about 401ks. So if you have a 401k at your job, one of the main things that we tell people, if they're matching you, that's great. That's free money. Go ahead and take up to the match, right? But outside of the 401k at the job, do you have a Roth IRA? Roth IRAs are very important because that money is going to be tax deferred and then it's going to come out tax free after 59 and a half. And so now you have a situation where whatever money you put in, once you're 59 and a half, you're able to take that money out without paying taxes. And that's always a good thing when you don't have to pay taxes. And so we do a lot of Roth IRAs for our clients, those people who qualify for them. We also want to make sure that we're thinking about, let's say, college education funds. If your kid is not going to go to college, maybe like a custodial account, like an UTMA or an UGMA, we educate on that. That's a long-term play, right? Because if you have a new baby or if you have a grandbaby and you want to start saving for their future, you can do that, but it's going to be a long-term play. One thing that we do with a lot of our parents is instead of bringing gifts to the birthday party, we have them put the information in for their UTMA account. And so now instead of bringing dolls and cars and things like that, you can put $25. If you got 50 people coming to the party and they all put $25 in that college education fund, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right. And so just giving people different ways to think, and that falls into that long-term investment as well.
I love that because the baby's not going to know what you got anyway. If you bought that beautiful blanket or that stuffed animal, and it's not going to last, the baby's going to outgrow that. But this UCMA is going to outlast the baby.
Yes.
I like that. Go ahead, Sister Soldier, right here.
Please. I love building this financial house.
Yes.
I love this foundation building because if you are investing in aggressive funds and your foundation is still firm, you're not going to be as upset or impacted because you kept that financial foundation firm.
Because I was thinking it, so I wrote Foundation of the Financial House. I do love that too, because sometimes, and myself, I can get aggressive. I like to, invest, and I lose. And then when it's like, dang, money low, but when I go to the retirement accounts and say, well, I'm gonna just take a few dollars out of here, it's like, buddy, you ain't pulling this money out. There's penalties.
I mean,
it's not
you can.
easy. Right.
It's gonna cost you.
It's not gonna come. But most people who are looking to pull money out of investments need it immediately. Yeah. So when you get that notification that, no, you got to approve this, it's going to take a few days, you most likely leave it there and you figure out another way. And that's the foundation of this house. But you help people build that. If most people think, I got to have millions of dollars to start investing. Yeah. But you can help them with
at least $25. And that's one of the things that I love most about what we do. Our target market is going to be that lower to middle class America. And so we understand that they don't have a ton of money to invest, that they don't have the education that's necessary to even do a lot of the investments. And so that target market, if you have $25 to $50 or more, we can start an investment. The key is getting started, right? Because once we get them started, we have people who call us all the time and they want to increase, or someone passed away and now they have money they want to put into an investment. They have money. People have money, right? And people come across money. But if we can get them started, right, and now they have someone to call, right? Our clients can call us directly. They can call someone as opposed to just walking into the bank saying, hey, I have X amount of dollars. What should I do with them? And so I love that because, a lot of people are out here giving advice, and it's like, who are you talking to? What market of people are you talking to? So I always like to make it clear that my target market is going to be that lower to middle class America. We want to make sure that they have what they need in place before they go and do all of these other aggressive investments. Let's make sure that you are stable so that you don't have any major emergencies that you could have avoided.
A lot of times people think, first of all, that's amazing information. But a lot of times people think, okay, I'm saving money and I'm just going to use my credit cards. Are you really saving money if you swapped out one situation for another high interest costing situation?
No, you are not. And so this is a good habit to get into is do not use your credit card for emergencies. Do not use your credit card unless you have the money in the bank already. And so I like to leverage credit cards. And so I use my credit card for the points, for all the perks that the credit card provides. If you have a credit card and they don't have any perks, get a different credit card.
That part.
So the whole point is to get the points and the perks. And so use the money on your credit card, and then you should be paying that credit card off before the due date or at the due date to make sure you don't pay any interest on that money, right? That's going to be a major key, because if you're going to now use a credit card and you're getting 20% interest, you got to pay 20% interest on that money. Now you're losing money. Right?
20% interest is very low right now. It's usually 25 to 29 right now.
It's high.
Yeah.
So, and so you're losing money if you do that. And so we want to make sure that we call it the cash cycle. We want to make sure that you're not in a debt cycle. Debt cycle is basically you using your credit card, paying it, then using it again, paying it because you have to. We want to get you in a cash cycle where you are utilizing the cash that you have, the money that you have, as opposed to depending on those credit cards.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, because you definitely want to use your credit cards, particularly the ones that give you points and can exchange dollars for points for dollars, because at the end of the year, it doesn't even have to necessarily be at the end of the year, but this is what I do. At the end of the year, I take and I convert those points into cash, and I give them in credit cards for cash. That way I don't have to utilize my cash. I'm utilizing American Express's cash, and then I'm giving those gifts.
And for those of you who don't have an Amex or cards with points, just make sure you're starting with the $25 investment.
Exactly.
Because you know what? You got to start somewhere, right? And so what I love about Money Mika is she's definitely helping. One of the other testimonies that I loved about this convention I saw I saw people down there with pictures of themselves that I introduced you to. And I was like, wait a minute. They out here making all this money and doing big things. But that's another thing that you help. And I want the people, because when we talk about economy, people need an extra stream of revenue sometimes. But you help train people to come and work with you. Or work for themselves.
Right. They work for themselves. It's a 1099. So it's not a job. A lot of them keep their job, their career. They work with us part-time to get the education, right? To get the education is key, because even if, how I looked at it is, coming from being a registered nurse and then going into finance now for 10 years, I looked at it as, if I get the education, right, that was worth it all. If I get the education, I'm able to get the licenses. So we provide a life insurance license that we pay for. We also allow them to get all of their investment licenses that we pay for. So they're able to get Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and all of those licenses to make sure that they can truly service their clients the right way. And so once with those licenses, obviously we educate and train them on how to use them to help people. And so that is what we do, because we understand that above it all, you need to make some money. And a lot of times we sit down with people and it's like they don't have any money. And so we want to make sure that we show them exactly how to make money. And so we do actually have an event coming up called the Wine and Wealth, and that's going to be on August 7th. That's going to be on August 7th. And we're having this event to educate, but also to give people an opportunity to get in this money game, to get in this industry. And our company actually, goes through a background check process, make sure you're good and all of that. And it's discounted right now for your background check, which is really good. So August 7th. Jesus, already August. Yeah, August 7th at 6:30 p.m. Just text event to that same phone number, 815-277-6772. That's 815-277-6772.
All right, listen, believers, text Mika, come out. But if you're interested in an extra stream of revenue, the promotion they have, discounts on the background check, expire August the 1st.
Yes.
So you definitely don't want to wait till the Wine and Well. If you just got questions about how to work with Mika, text money to 815-277-6772.
And this is a virtual meeting, or it's an in-person meeting?
This is in person.
And where is the in-person going to be, or is that like a secret location?
So it's in Pilsen.
Okay.
We do just wait until we talk to the person to give them the address, but it is in Pilsen, so it's in Chicago.
It's at Mika's office, which is phenomenal space, and they have a great time at this Wine
do.
and Wealth event.
This is something that you definitely do not want to miss. You all definitely text money, MONEY, in case you were been spelling it differently. 815-277-6772. Mika, it's always a pleasure to hear I wrote down so many things, and you would think I would know them, but every single time you come, I get something new. Never stop learning. But you know what? I definitely wanted to shout out to Smokey Norfolk's church, because I had the pleasure of being there this past Saturday at the Shine Health and Wellness Women's Conference, and I cannot tell you how much fun I had with those phenomenal women. And literally, Smoky Norfolk Church, when you walk in, the First Lady is amazing. LaShonda is amazing. Literally, that church has an anointing on them. And I want to thank them on the air for taking me off the air and putting me in their presence.
Shout out to Stelana Burns, who helped to coordinate this. And she texted me a picture of you. And you know what? God works in mysterious ways, but when you're called to do something, you will be in tune. Tamara came in with the colors like they had coordinated all this.
Exactly. I had no idea. It just came in the mail, and I was like, I'm gonna wear this. And it just happened to be the pink theme.
Well, look how God works. So you know what else he does? He works timely.
Yes, he does. And then we are out of timely, y'all. So we always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them. Show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love. Land on love. I love you, Action Jackson.
I love you, Tamara Fair.
Believers, we love you. Up next. Oh, baby MJ. Baby Eminem. We love you too.
Listen, we want you to stay optimistic. Make sure you like us on Facebook, and we'll what, Tamara?
Love you back. Y'all, we'll see you tomorrow. Same time. Same space. It's up like Chuck.
See the clock right in front of me, though. I'm like, that ain't look right yet.
Hey, sis, what's going on? I miss you so much. Y'all, thank you so much. If you haven't decided, or if you have not actually looked into what's going on politically, with Kamala Harris being the front runner for the Democratic nominee for the next president of the United States, you definitely want to get into her background and see what you can see. We always encourage you to make an informed, researched choice of the candidates for president and any other office that you have the opportunity to vote for. But we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about that probably all week, y'all.
I got one thing to say.
What you got to say?
I'm about to tell you who to vote for. Usually I don't tell you who to vote for. I'm telling you who to vote for. Vote for yourself. Call Money Mika and get your money up. Listen, that's who you vote for.
That's exactly right. Bye, Tina. Bye, Londa. Bye, DJ Brandon. Staying in your lane. Thank you, all your Facebookers. We love you.
Staying in your lane. You gave her a new name.
It says stay in your lane.
You said staying in your lane.
You know what? Tomorrow y'all won't see my Action Jackson. Guess.
Vote for you.
Thank you. That's my sis. Thank you. All right, y'all. Peace.